What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Unplugged podcast. Today's guest is somebody that I run into a lot, Mr. Scott Leslie. He's also a theme park and live entertainer that I just always run into. From the year I met him to now, we just always kind of cross paths, and it's always good to see a friendly face. And he's just a super nice guy. I've never heard anything bad about Scott, but it's always a pleasure to see him work wherever that may be. I do want to apologize beforehand because my dog is barking some of the footage, so sorry about that. She just really hates the neighbor's dog, so she tends to bark at it all day long. Other than that, please enjoy the podcast. We got more coming up. If you want to help out, like, subscribe, comment. Without further ado, here is my interview with Scott Leslie. What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Unplugged podcast. My name is Katar, and I have a good friend of mine, Mr. Scott Leslie, also another actor, performer who has two first names. Say hi, Scott.
Hey, everyone. Yeah, you can trust me, though. They say you can't trust people who have two first names, but I swear you can trust me.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, they say if you have two first names, like you're not trustworthy or something.
Oh, I didn't know that. I need to keep up my my profiling, apparently.
But I feel like bringing attention to it sounds creepier, so maybe I shouldn't have even gone there. Yeah.
Now, Scott is a veteran entertainer of many things. I tend to see Scott at theme parks a lot, and local productions and stuff. But like, if there's any person who's like you know how in movies, like there's a guy you always see in movies, like Scott is that person in like live performance, for me at least. Like I always run into Scott in the most oddest area, like not the oddest, but like every time I'm in like somewhere where there's like, you know, theme park performers or maybe even a local production, I will see Scott. So Scott is like he's like the Kevin Bacon of Orange County. I don't know why. I run into you of all my entertainer friends. I run into you the most, and that's credit to one, your talent, and also to your personality. Because I've never heard any bad things about you. Like occasionally, you know, some people have beef with other actors, other performers, but like,
right.
anytime I've met someone who's met you, that's never been. It's like, oh, they always say great things about you, and I always say great things about you. Run into you, so good to see you, man. It's really great to see you.
Oh, thanks, you too. Yeah, it's really nice to see you. Yeah, I feel like we would see each other, and I feel like that's kind of story of my life. Like these odd moments where I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And then I look up and I'm like, hey, Katar. So you walk by and I'm like, yep, that's my acting career in a way.
I'm glad I gave you clarity. No, but it's always great seeing you working and stuff. And we can't specifically say what he does for a particular theme park, but I will definitely tip my hat to you for the things I've seen you do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I also see you at the weddings too, which is always great to see you do the weddings.
Right. Yeah. Because I would see you at the weddings before, and then you would get to deal with them afterwards. So that was always fun. Weddings are always a fun time because it's like most it leads up to the biggest day of your life. That's I feel like that's what society puts on a wedding. So I feel like it's always fun to get to see people on those days.
And I don't know if you know this, because I work closely with Fairtail Weddings, but Fairtail Weddings, they always tell me that, you know, our carriage is the best carriage. And like, you know what, it is, because I've seen the Florida one, and the Florida one's really small. The Florida one looks like, you know how they have carriages that you know go around like Main Street at Huntington Beach, or like you know, any local like Riverside for their
right.
festival, you know, like those little kind of like wireframe. The Florida one looks like that, and not in Florida. I love Florida, but I'm just saying, like it's well noted that Fairtail Weddings in Disneyland has the best carriage.
It'll be nice for that industry to like get back and going.
Yeah, where they're ever, and it's fun because like you don't hear it on your end, but on my end, you know, all my clients had to cancel and book, and like but they can't set a new date because no one knew when things were opening up again, because the hotels are different from the theme park or from other venues, because they're relying on the park reopening to facilitate and then eventually have guests come to the hotel. And because right now it's only California residents and go in Disneyland, so there's no point in having, unless California residents want to stay in the hotel. I guess that's possible, but
that's true. Yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't try and open up hotels just for an experience or something, or just people coming to Southern California. But you know, to each their own. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Like you could be like, I mean, it would be the hardcore Disney fans are like, I want to stay for a weekend just to go to downtown Disney. You know,
right?
Which you can theoretically do a whole weekend at downtown Disney, but
if
it
you walk
wouldn't be,
really slowly, yeah.
really slow, one restaurant at a time, and
Yep.
then maybe bowl like 2 times a night, but no, things are moving. I'm excited. I got 2 passes for the next 2 months. Did you happen to try to get or any I know the cast member previews are going on too?
I didn't. I'm so conflicted because I was put on furlough and then ultimately laid off, like along with like the other like 30,000 people who were laid off. So I'm at that place where I'm so happy the park's opening up. I'm so glad people can go back to work. But I was also very conflicted. Like, I'm just not ready to go back and be there as a guest because I grew up loving Disney and going to the theme parks. But once I started working there, it was like I would go maybe once a season. And it just feels a little too fresh for me to go into the parks right now, but I'm so happy it's opening up, and definitely I'll go. I want to see, the Marvel Land and everything like that. Yeah. Just not, I'm not quite ready yet. I had a few friends reach out to say, oh, we got tickets if you want to go. I'm like, I'm going to hold off just a little bit.
Well, I totally respect that. But now that I'm vaccinated and I got my second one coming this week,
nice.
I feel more comfortable, and then my family's vaccinated and stuff. So like my circle is all getting vaccinated and safe. So like my immediate family, my immediate circle, I'm not concerned with getting anyone sick. So okay, now I'm ready to go out. So I've been vlogging, and I went to Universal and
I saw some of your vlog. That must have been cool to be back at Universal.
It was, and like I wasn't expecting to go on rides. I was just expecting to like walk around, maybe like kind of see updates and whatnot. And then like I got to go on rides. Like, oh, that's like a great little,
wow.
Yeah. Although I do miss my my Hogsmeade singers, so that was a shame.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But it was really great experience, and like I'm I'm a big theme park fan, so me and my friends are planning to plan our coming back to Disneyland. Like that was a big thing with me and my friends, so it was great to do it. And I completely trust Disney and Knott's and Universal, because to be honest, only the theme parks I've seen them go the extra mile in terms of keeping everyone safe.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you go to market, you like they have signs and masks, but do the kids like kind of manage it, and some people tell people like get out if you're not wearing a mask? No, because they don't want to cause a ruckus. They don't want to end up having another carrying on their phone. It's a bigger issue than it is, and like if you just let that person, I get it, because I'm not about confrontation unless I get pushed and stuff, but
right,
you never know nowadays, and like, but Disney, Knott's, and Universal have been doing a phenomenal job keeping everyone safe, double checking, reminding guests put their mask up, and like it's very well organized. And some may argue it's like, oh, it's kind of like almost Gestapo like, but it's for health reasons. It's not like, I don't know. It's been a difficult time to traverse health wise without being like being like a force of law. It's really odd.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you don't want to like infringe on people having a good time, but you having your mask down, like just keep it up, like, and we'll all be happy. And I actually ended up going to Dollywood.
Oh, I saw. Yeah.
So I went to Dollywood in October, and it was one of those things. Obviously, we're in a pandemic. It's like, should I go? Should I not go? But things were kind of on the downward. So it was like, okay, I feel like if there's any time to go, it'd be now. And Nashville was actually opening back up to the second tier. So we're like, okay, things seem safer in Nashville. They kind of have everything figured out. And it was really neat. Everyone was wearing masks, and it was just nice to kind of see what the new normal could be. Because Dollywood did a great job, like with the temperature checks when you go in, making sure everyone was wearing masks. It was at limited capacity. And then like I think every hour they would stop the cars, after everyone got out, stop the cars and just like hose them down with like sanitizer and stuff, send them around a couple times empty, and then they would load it back up. So it was really neat to see what the new normal could be. And I mean, that's in Tennessee. So I feel like if Tennessee's doing those precautions, I'm sure Disneyland and Knott's and all those, I'm sure their precautions are even more so.
It's funny because like, because you're right, these were like lessening, these were not lessening, so like you're kind of like, do I go, do I not go? But I really do think, well, at least the theme parks I visited have gone the extra mile and whatnot. The only thing that is like, because I get it, you can only control people so much, and like you don't want to, because this isn't like some tyranny or anything. It's weird. Like if there's any tyrannies over a virus, but like you can't. And when people ask like, well, when can we go free? When can we not wear masks? Like we don't know these things until like we all make those steps to get there. Like you can't. And it's like it's funny because yeah, I keep up on forums and things like that. And like it's always funny when people say like, oh, how do you like even before COVID when people would be online and be like, oh, do you guys know if September 24th in 2019 will Disneyland be busy? Like, how the fuck are we supposed to know this exact date? Like people, the things people ask, it's like you have to really think logically too. Like, you can't predict the future that far. You could like kind of maybe think about trends of last year, but trends change consistently. Like the park today is quite different from the park like 10 years ago.
Definitely. Yeah, it's crazy how much the park's changed. Yeah, like you said, in the past 5 to 10 years, like it's completely different.
Well, the thing I like and hate about the new world of theme parks is because since Instagram and YouTube and really social media, theme parks have been a scene. You can make a career out of being a Disney Grammer or a Disney YouTuber, and you could just because it makes sense too because things are always constantly changing the park. There's always food trends, things like that. So it's actually I like it because I'm diving into there because it helps me. That algorithm helps me build my content for my weddings and my bookings and stuff because like there's when I show that I'm active in the park and things like that, it's like, oh, I like Katar, he has cool style and things like that. It's all beneficial to me, so that's why I've rather than brush against it, I kind of went with it because like you can be a cynic, be like, oh, look at these Disney nerds, and like, you know what, I'm a nerd too, and like I'll tell you this, ever since I started Disney bounding and doing more Instagrams and Disney type content, it's boost my traffic, it's boost my notoriety with Disney. So
I bet.
And I'm completely blessed, and I love the fan base and I love the community. So I can't say anything bad about them because I think it's fun. And when you see people like Tiffany Mink, follow her on.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Who's It's and What's It's and
they have they had great content. Shout out to Tiff and Sarah for their stuff. And they're honestly, those two were kind of big reasons why I kind of started looking more into like how can I Disney bound and kind of bring that into my wedding work. And now I get notes like, oh, Katar, they want you to Disney bound as fairy godmother or Disney. So it's cool. It's like I'm that guy now, which I'm cool with. Like I will be that guy if that's what Disney. Because then it's like because it's the full lean into Disney. Because I don't think any of the other Disney DJs besides maybe Wendy have really like leaned into like Disney because like the other DJs they're kind of too cool. They're like because like, I'm a real DJ. I DJ. Like, I'm totally fine with like having the rest of my career as a Disney DJ because there's a good stamp of approval. The staff's really great. They've been supportive. I would love to like eventually because I have friends at Marvel too. So I've been trying to like get in like, hey, any more rap parties? I'm down to like DJ for you guys. So it's a slow progress, but we just got a contract with Knott's. I can't say what we're going to be doing, but like
that's exciting.
I've been working with Knott's, so I have a good relationship with Knott's, and I'm trying to build a relationship with Universal. That's kind of like up in the air, so work on that. But it's a good place to be, and I feel very blessed, and I love Disney, and I fully support Disney and everything they're doing, opening up because like I think they're making all the right moves,
right?
I'm sure like every cast member that has been valued is going to come back. It's just a matter of timing, and like figuring, getting people vaccinated and stuff, and it's also great going to the park and seeing the enthusiasm of even at Knott's, at Universal, like they're happy to be back. Like some of these people are like they really miss the interaction with people, and like it's a weird thing. The theme park community is I feel like it's much more closer now than it was before because we all miss the environment, the park, and just having that extra I guess magic.
It's so true. Yeah. And I feel like there's so much overlap too between Universal, Knott's, and Disney because there's so many people who work all three or work two.
We all do it.
Exactly.
all of us do it. I remember joking with the gas because she's like, oh, so he's like, yeah, I was at Disneyland too. I'm like, look, we all we all cross pollinate. Don't worry about it. Because I believe when I did summer nights at Knott's, they had the suffragettes, and they also had what's the name of the other band? Well, basically those bandmates were all the same band members who did Matt Tea Party, you know. So it's
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
we're all recycling, and then like Suburban Legends plays both at Knott's and
Oh
you
my
know,
God,
yeah,
Suburban
I
Legends.
love Suburban Legends.
That was like my college years, which is probably almost a little too old for them. But Downtown
No,
Disney during
yeah,
college,
yeah, they tore it
like,
up.
yep, yeah.
I got to work with them at I did a New Year's New Year's Eve food festival at the Rose Garden, and they were the band playing with me, and like
Oh,
I
how
kind of,
fun.
and at first I was like, are they? Because like you see them far away, you know, but then like I'm in the same break room with them, and like it was like, then you know, when we work with different entertainment groups, they have like the not the chair, they have like signs of talent,
Oh,
the talent
right.
sign,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My terminology, I'm not sure, but I saw the sign. I was like, oh, it's a religion. And I was like, oh yeah, it is. There's what's his face. And like, I got kind of shy. I didn't want to say anything because anytime I work professionally with other like like big people, I try not to bring attention to my fandom. So I'm like, how's it going? but then
Right.
but
Exactly.
then when the thing was over, I was like, hey. I was a huge fan of you when I was a kid. It was really cool working with you guys. Like, oh yeah, dude, thanks, man. Like, yeah, like anytime just say hi. Like, yeah, sure. Then kind of like come with it back. Like,
Right.
see you
Yeah.
guys, very cool. Like, should I take a picture? Should I ask for an autograph? You know, I don't want to. It's so weird because like I think at Disney we're taught to like not bring attention. We can't ask for pictures. We're not supposed to like be like fans and stuff. Just treat them like any other guest. Any guest should be treated the same. You know.
Yeah.
So all my times working at Disney, like anytime I'm a celebrity, I like this. I pause and my eyes flare up, but I kind of calm down. Like, how's it going? Oh, what you buy at Disneyland? That's awesome. Like my small talk, like normal small talk, but I don't like talk about their movies and things like that. I just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had any interactions with celebrities back in the day?
Oh my gosh. I've been really lucky. I've met a pretty cool list. The first one that came to mind is when like seeing them and just kind of like that moment. So I'd found out Carol Channing was in the park.
Oh,
And I was like, I'm going to find Carol Channing. So we'd kind of been looking for her all day. And then we were walking. There's this walkway going up Small World, but there's like a walkway to the side that's kind of like secluded, has bushes on each side.
yeah, you're talking about.
Walking up that side, and then the bushes end, and it's like she was backlit, all in white, and Carol Channing is just walking towards us. And I did like the gay gasp. It was like, and then like, which it kind of works. And then yeah, I met her husband, and then she was in like this 80s Alice in Wonderland. It had like Ringo Starr. Who else? Sally Struthers was in it. It
Oh,
was,
wait,
I think,
wait. Was that
Through the Looking Glass. I think it was actually Through the Looking Glass.
but it was a television special, right?
Yeah, I think it was a television special.
Was it the Jim Henson one? I think the Jim Henson one, right? The storyteller. No,
Oh,
I
I
think it had
don't
puppets
think
too, right?
there were some puppets in it.
I
Yeah.
I I'm like vaguely remembering this because I remember it's like from the 80s, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
80s or
It's
90s.
very 80s. It's very
Yeah,
80s
yeah, yeah,
cringy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like Labyrinth, but like on an even cheaper budget, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think it might have been Jim Henson's storyteller. I could be wrong,
Oh,
or
that actually might
but
be it. Yeah.
there's another brand of fairy tale shows that had live actors. I remember watching like Paul Rubens do Pinocchio, right?
Oh my gosh, how
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. So I
How
think
did
we'll do some research, but I know what you're talking about. But please continue.
Right. Yeah. So she had done that Alice in Wonderland where she played the White Queen, and in it
Mhm.
she sings the song "Jam Tomorrow, Jam Yesterday."
Okay.
So I started like singing that because it was kind of it worked with what I was doing. It was in the same realm of that story,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she kind of like sang along with me, and it was just like my
Oh,
mind was. I was just
oh,
screaming on the inside, mind
oh,
blown,
what a fan
singing
moment.
"Jam" yesterday. Yeah, it was so cool.
That's cool.
Um,
She
yeah,
has such an iconic voice. You know, like
she does.
there's definitely not. I mean, there's a big circle of actors who have specific accents and tonations, but Carol Channing, she has this like it's like like there's this kind of like resonance that is very it's very her. Like there's no one else has
Yeah.
that type of a voice. So that's so cool that you met her. That's so cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think
I met Paul McCartney in Walt's apartment.
what
Yeah,
what?
So this was when he was.
Dude, that's sorry. I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I'm like,
right, yeah.
Can I do a gay gasp?
Yes, yeah, go. Okay. There you go. So this was when he was dating, I believe her name was Heather Mills, who I think went on to go dance on Dancing with the Stars. She only had one leg.
She got kind of crazy.
Yeah, she was kind of crazy.
Yeah, she's kind of crazy.
So they were celebrating their daughter's first birthday or their second birthday or something like that. And we ended up, Unbirthdays came up, and with the group that was there, we sang the Unbirthday song, but he joined in too. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm singing the Unbirthday song with Paul McCartney.
Oh my God. Oh,
it was insane. God. It really was.
Oh my God. That's such a wow.
Yeah.
You understand, like the Beatles is like huge in my family. The first time my father showed me like a record album was the Beatles White Album. You know, I'm a big Beatles fan. So the fact that you got to sing with Sir Paul McCartney, wow, that's like we can finish this podcast right now. That's
right. Well, and the funny thing is, he released an album. Obviously, one of his probably lesser known albums, but one of the songs on it was about having tea, like English tea, and that's the whole line. Like, would you come along with me and have English tea? And I was like, oh my gosh, we totally inspired this song from
I
when we met
for
him.
That.
I will. Yes, I will take credit for that.
Scott Leslie. It's he thanks you backwards in the record if you hear it.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Any other notable celebrities that you
gosh, I met Terry Hatcher a couple times. She would bring her daughter. And I'm a huge Desperate Housewives fan. Okay. So yeah, Terry Hatcher, Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark,
the late Michael Clark Duncan.
Man, the mountain, the gentle mountain, as I call him.
Yeah, and it was just so funny. He was at Goofy's Kitchen, and he was just like this, like you said, like just this gentle man, and he just had the biggest smile. And I mean, Goofy's Kitchen is chaos. Like the food's great, it's fun, but there's kids screaming and they're running around, and there's characters everywhere. So it was just
shout out to peanut butter jelly pizza.
Peanut butter and jelly pizza. Yep.
That's awesome, man. Michael Clark Duncan. Let's see. The first celebrity I met when I was working at Walt Disney was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of my childhood heroes as a kid. Was he the nicest? It's questionable. But he had a long day in the park. It was really brief. It was really brief. He popped his head into his wife, and he was like, "Oh, get this hat. I'm gonna go for a smoke." And I was like, "No problem." That's why I just so I can smoke. But I talked to his kid and his wife, and they're really nice. Like he has a good time and stuff. And his daughter now is a kickboxer, and she's beautiful as well. Yeah. So, and then I rang up Rick Fox and Vanessa Williams. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, nice.
Yeah. And then Brad Garrett from he does Disney films too, but
Brad Garrett. Yeah.
Everyone loves Raymond. Who else have I think those are like the big ones. I've ran into celebrities, but I haven't interacted with them.
Right.
But you did do entertainment, so you probably had to see a lot of them. I met Brooke Shields and Topher Grace.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
I did pictures for them too. So but yeah, that's a fun thing working at Disneyland or any theme park. You run into celebrities. It's kind of a cool and bad depending on who you meet. But I've never had a bad experience with a celebrity, and I'll chalk it up to for any guest having a bad day at the park. It's a lot of stress. Waiting in line, trying to get reservations. I can understand when people have a bad day at the park. I usually am very forgiving because I know there's probably something behind that.
Right.
Unless they're like just really being like just mean people. And you know what happened? Disney actually put in new rules for the park where like if you yell any profanity at a cast member, you're kicked out. Because they're dealing, well, I guess from Florida, they're doing such a high traffic of people complaining about masks or complaining about things like that. It's like, oh, you have an issue, get out. Which is, I think it's pretty cool.
About time. Yeah. I mean, they shouldn't be using profanity anyways, but especially towards like cast members. No.
Although I one thing I love about doing weddings or any event that I have a microphone, because I have a microphone, so I'm the voice, I'm the power.
Right.
Anytime someone curses, I always say language, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Especially at a wedding, because it happens a lot. People just slip F-bombs when it comes to like tell us a speech. But it's fun. It gets a laugh when you correct people on there because you're at Disney. You shouldn't be cursing. Period. You know.
Right. Exactly. With all the kids around and all that. Like,
Any other celebrity interactions that you notable ones that you remember?
Kris Jenner. I'm not a huge Kardashians fan,
Yeah.
but
Still,
yeah, I actually ran into her twice, same day. I think she was celebrating probably her 60th birthday. Maybe it's her 50th. I think her 60th, but she was just with all of her girlfriends, no kids or anything. It was just like a girls' day out. Yeah. Gosh, Tim Allen.
Okay, nice.
Who else? Oh my gosh.
There's probably more than just slipped my mind. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I met cast members who've had interactions with I've seen the outcome of interactions with celebrities. Like I saw like one time a guest service came back with like all these bags of like hats and like Disney merch, and I'm like, oh wow, who's returning this? And I was like, Christina Aguilera, they bought all this stuff and now they want to return it because they took pictures and they're done. I was like, oh, okay. So like even the most like successful like celebrity can still be kind of cheap, you know, because like she bought all these things for photos and for the entire day, and what you do, she returned it back because like,
oh my god,
I mean, which for anyone else it's kind of understandable, but then like when she's like this big celebrity and it's like, oh okay, like it kind of okay, like because it adds up. But when you want to be like when you want to treat your friends and be all like that Disney merch is quite, it's not, very little is discounted, so you're paying
right
price for it. So yeah, those $30 hats are going to add up for all your 20 friends, so
oh my gosh, yeah,
I can
so true.
why she returned it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought of one more. So I was able to go to Wheel of Fortune through Disney.
Okay.
So I actually ended up introducing Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Like I opened up the Wheel of Fortune show.
So because they did a Disney episode, right? Is that what it is?
So they had a Disney episode. So I got to introduce like Wheel of Fortune started, and it was me introducing Pat Sajak and Vanna White. So afterwards, obviously got to meet them. And
was that so like because you were on TV too? So would you need like, is it SAG or AGVA or how would like?
I don't remember. I'm sure there was. It was a few years ago.
Okay.
I don't remember, but it was just so cool. It was so Vanna White was so nice, and like
I've heard good things about Vanna White.
Yeah, she was great.
It's always refreshing to hear good things about like when like people say good things about actors and you meet them and it's like, okay, like they're and like and I understand, like you get paparazzi all the time and people want to take pictures, and I totally understand where any celebrity could be like, get away from me, That's why I try my hardest not to be like a big fanboy. Like if anything, I'm actually more stiff around celebrities because like I want to be cool and I don't want to ask for a picture. I just want to I'd rather I think for me, if I meet a celebrity, I'd rather meet them as a peer than as a fan. But then I am a fan. Like if I see somebody, I'm like, oh, like there are only a few times where I met celebrities or people I think are celebrities that like I'm kind of cool with maybe asking. Like I met it's not really, it's more of a nerd celebrity, but like Bruce Timm, he's the producer of all the Batman animated series.
Cool.
Like he's the guy. He has a very distinct style to his art that defined those cartoons.
Yeah.
I saw him at a con and I was dressed up as Spider-Man, and I was like, "Are you Bruce Timm?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I just like, hey, I know you're I just want to say I'm a big fan, and like I love the cartoon series as a kid, and like your work defined my childhood." And I was just being like total nerd, and then he's like, "Oh, thank you," but you can't look a little nervous because like I think there's always 50-50 with celebrities. Like, is this guy crazy or is this guy like, cool, and like I was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" Like, yeah. So he took a picture of me, and then like, "So thank you so much," and I walked away. but because I especially I think those days are gone because I don't think I can't see until like maybe people feel comfortable from people, but like picture celebrities are it's not going to happen much because COVID and whatnot. And I also met Gordon Ramsay at Knott's.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was doing a promo for Knott's, and then but I'd asked for his picture. My friend wanted to see more than I was because he's studying to be a chef, and I was a big fan too. But I didn't want to like I said, I'm not the ones to be like I'm very cool. I'm gonna contain myself. I'm not gonna be like fan, But we both shook his hand. Like, oh, we're a big fan. We love we love the shows and like and he was like, oh my cooking career has been totally based upon you and stuff. That's really cool. But we shook his hand, and we didn't ask for a picture. We just I just want to shake your hand and thank you. It's like, oh, cool. And, so I think he really respected that, because I think he probably is hounded by lots of people like, can I take a picture or all this stuff. So we kept it very short and simple, because he was with his family too.
Oh, right.
And I was like, oh yeah, and like I love your daughter's vlogs, and you guys keep it up. You guys are a cute family. So thank you. Like, yeah. So he was really cool, and he's a scary guy if you work in the food industry.
Oh, but like, yeah, just seeing clips of him from the different shows.
Oh, yeah. He calls it out. And like a lot of people, some people need that, and like you need that person to be like, no, you're not doing this right. This, and because anytime you're in a business and you're doing anything too long, you're set in your ways unless someone comes in and be like, no, don't do this, not cool,
Right.
Yeah. Thanks again for checking out this episode of Unplugged. Just a reminder, don't forget we are on Apple Podcast, Spotify, as well as Pandora, Amazon Music, and anywhere podcasts are found. But thanks so much, guys, for watching. I will see you on the next episode. Be safe, be kind, be you. Peace.